I knew that the same process to procure a government contract for this construction or this demolition project would be same as for janitorial cleaning or for supplies or for any type of industry, because the procurement process is the same regardless of any industry. And just understanding industry market rates and stuff like that, and then understanding, different strategies that I can implement to get a better advantage as knowing if I can secure the contract or not. And it's more strategic. Most people think government contracting is a numbers game, but it's really a strategic game. It's not about just how many bids you throw at the wall and seeing what's going to stick. It's about strategic going after the opportunities that going to stick or have a higher rate.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Dig into that, because I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Like we've actually done a lot more by going after a lot more projects, right?
Right.
And honestly, I can't tell the team like what projects we're gonna get and which projects we're not gonna get.
Right.
And oftentimes the projects we think we're gonna get, we never end up getting them. And the projects we don't think we're gonna get, and we're like, oh, why are we going to the site visit? It's all the way in Maine. I'm down here in DC. And not just lower Maine, where it's like right next to like New Hampshire and Massachusetts. This is like Acadia, Maine. But we go after them, and next thing you know, we end up getting awarded those projects. And then the projects we thought we were gonna win, and we just like, we're gonna be a shoe in here. We never win. They get canceled.
It comes with the territory. That it may get canceled or stuff like that. But when you break it down from a numbers aspect, like for its data and stats, statistics, 96% of government contract awards go to companies that are actively marketing, not actively bidding. What you see on the sites, you're looking at less than 2% of the budget. Okay, so there's other ways of securing a contract without just the bidding process. 76% of government contract awards have 5 or less companies competing for the work. All right. So 36% of government contract awards only have one response. That means only one company submitted it in. So round it up to 40%. You're talking about 4 out of 10 government contracts only have one response. So I've secured government contracts not because I was the lowest price, it's because I was the only price. So when you understand those statistics, you can start creating a little bit more strategy to know what the competitive field looks like. How fast agencies are going to award a contract after bid. Just to give a little hack out here for the viewers. One of my things is to understand whether it is anyone submitting in the proposals outside of me, or what competition may be, or if any. A day before the bid is due, I would email the contracting officer to ask them to push the date back to give me more time to submit in the bid. And normally, if they accept that, that means no one has submitted in, or very few, and they would like to get something into more evaluation. But if they do not accept those terms to push it back, then that means they have enough qualified, small businesses or submissions to create an evaluation. But I still meet the deadline. But I use it as a tactic to gauge, anticipation on maybe I may be in 3 companies or 1 company or no company at all if they push it back. That makes sense?
Yeah, 100%. I've been there before too. I was when you said that, I started laughing in my head because we did that for a fish and wildlife project. It was like a $5 million project that we actually ended up winning. And I asked her like 3 days before the bid was due, like, hey, we really want to bid this project. We need a little bit more time. Our key subcontractors, right? Like our mechanical guy, they're still waiting for their equipment. And she pushed it back. So I knew, I was like, okay, like we have a real chance here to take this one, because she doesn't already have a proposal, or she's making sure she gets interest for the project. So yeah, no, I totally relate to that 100%.
Yeah, normally with those construction contracts, there are a lot of bid bonds and performance bonds and stuff like that, payment bonds. Comes towards stipulations and stuff like that, or requirements on the state, city, county side. But depending on the level of the project, on the federal, they normally ask for 20% bid bonds when it comes to construction.
Yep. Yeah. So like if you're bidding $1 million project, they want you to put a bid bond, and you go to your insurance company. They can help you get bonds. There's actually specific insurance companies that do that. Like some of them just only focus on bonding, and they'll help you get a bid bond. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's huge. Another thing you said there too that was really interesting is that most of these projects aren't even solicited out into the marketplace. And it's initially like, so we get on a lot of these MAC contracts or MATOC contracts. So it's like they select 5 contractors and the initial solicitation is publicly solicited, right? But once you're on this vehicle, it's a 5-year, 7-year, 10-year vehicle.
Right.
And they're just throwing projects at you like every month, every 2 months, whatever. Right. And you're just throwing them at, and then oftentimes those never get solicited. Like nobody else knows about them except for the 5 contractors on the MAC or the MATOC.